right, everyone, welcome into Average Joe Sports Talk. This is our weekly big game / college football preview show. This week, coming into this week, I didn't think we had a lot of material to go over because I usually don't dive into this thing until Tuesday, and then starting of Wednesday, I kind of let the weekend simmer down and spend time with the family and things. Call it what you want. This is the biggest week of college football so far.
It's a big week.
There's a lot of meat and potato games that everyone would see as a good game, and then there's a ton of hidden gems, a ton of not so fast, my friends, a ton of games that you'd be like, that could get interesting. A ton of them. But we always pick a featured game this week. This week, we're rolling the dice. We're going Big Ten. Michigan at Michigan State. The Wolverines coming off, without question, their best performance. Heading into East Lansing. Two little tricky tidbits about this game that I'm going to lead off with. Then I'm going to let Josh take over. Number one, Jim Harbaugh is 1-5 versus Ohio State and Michigan State combined. Number two, Michigan State has won 8 out of 10 in this series. And if you would have told me that before I seen that stat, I would have called you a liar. Josh, lead us off.
What's the spread on this game?
-7, Michigan.
Michigan -7. And this game is in East Lansing, right?
11 a.m.
I think Michigan State will cover the 7. But I like where Michigan's at right now. Shea Patterson at the beginning of the year was very underwhelming. But now I think they've adapted their offense. They've included more RPOs, more spread packages. They've got him more comfortable in a system that he's more comfortable with. So I think they've made a lot of improvements and kind of took what they had and based their offense around that because he's really improved over the last couple of weeks.
That's what he's used to at Ole Miss and here at IMG. That's what they ran with him. So, and I agree with you. He looks way more comfortable. Notre Dame game, he gets hesitant and you could tell. Notre Dame took advantage of it because they were sending the house.
All of them.
And he looks like a different football player. Woods, give me something you've seen in this game that sticks out.
Michigan State's bread and butter normally is they have the running back that can just pound it down your throat, and they haven't been able to do that this year. They depend a lot on their quarterback. He's got 7 interceptions this year, 8 touchdown passes. Here's the problem. There's 2 things working against them. Number one, they beat Penn State last week. And in the bettors world, we know that's a setup at 7 points. But the way Michigan's defense, they have the number 1 pass defense in the nation. Their run defense, you can push them a little bit. Well, that's the problem. Michigan State can't push anybody this year. Their quarterback, he'll give you the ball if you let him, and that's not good. The one way that you can beat Michigan is running the ball. Michigan State can't. Passing game, defense is too good. Michigan's rolling right now. Shea Patterson, like you said, the offense coordinator is figuring it out a little bit, figuring out what he does well, and this may be the first time I've said this all year. But in spite of McElwain being on their staff, I do believe they cover, and I think they cover big. I
waited to take that step until after he had that out of his mouth.
McElwain can ruin it. He can ruin anything, bud. He could take the Patriots and not win the game. But I really do. All jokes aside, that all those things coupled in here, Michigan State, it's going to be a perfect storm, and I don't see it happening. I see a 37-10 game.
Now, I will say the one thing that Michigan State has working for them is if you could compare Shea Patterson to anybody else, another quarterback, I think it would be Trace McSorley.
Similar, yeah.
Last week, they did a real good job of containing him in the pocket, not over pursuing. So I think that's what they're going to do with Shea Patterson, and because he can hurt you with the leg.
That's what I'm saying.
But the running back's got like 700 yards rushing this year too in Michigan. I mean, he's an awesome.
So
they've come on late and they're picking.
I think they're the dark horse coming into the Final Four, and with Ohio State trying to
control their destiny. I think
with Ohio State sleepwalking through the first half of these games, Michigan that one loss, it was a good loss for them. Kind of like we were saying, Kentucky beating Florida was good. That was a great loss for Michigan because they have absolutely turned it on. I'm not a Harbaugh fan, I'm not a McElwain fan, but I'm telling you, they do. And I think it's 37-10. I think they announced this week, hey, here we are, and we're here to stay. That Ohio State game is looming, and that is going to be a good one.
If Michigan wins out,
Yes.
that's going to be a huge game.
Well,
And it's about time that we've had a big Michigan-Ohio State game.
Yep.
We had one a couple of years ago.
haven't spent 3 years of my life in the Big Ten. My freshman through junior year in high school. I know how delirious their fans can get. I know the rivalry between Michigan and Ohio State. I've seen it daily on a first-hand basis growing up. And, the bottom line is Michigan is on the rise. Harbaugh is the man for the job. And I'm just going to say Saturday he's going to be over there drinking his jug of milk and celebrating the victory. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wearing those khakis.
Yeah.
Give me a prediction, Josh, and I want yours, and I'll close it out with mine.
I said Michigan State would cover, so I'm gonna stick with that. I'll say 24-21.
Earlier in the week when I was looking at this game, I was leaning more towards Michigan State covering, but at this point, I don't believe they can. I believe Shea Patterson will turn it on. I believe Jim Harbaugh is going to be making the right calls from the sideline, and it's going to happen.
So we believe the punter will kick it forward this time.
Yes, not over back.
What do you think?
I think about 10 points, Michigan.
10 points.
10 points, Michigan.
Me personally, when I'm breaking down this game, I kind of lean with Woods. The two things I think Michigan State's got in its favor above all else is at home and at 11 a.m. I think it's going to be in the 40s temperature-wise. I'd say it'd probably be in the 40s, 50s at the high. It would be the high. It could dip into the 30s. I'd say in the 40s.
They're talking like it may be rain.
If it's raining 40 degrees, that's going to be interesting. What Wood said that plays that definitely what Wood said.
Rain could flip a lot.
Oh yeah.
Think about one thing. Michigan's got a lot of Florida kids on that team too. I mean, he's come down to Florida. Went down to Florida and recruited.
Right.
Yeah.
So now you got Florida kids up there. So
Another thing for Michigan
And
is
40 weather.
preseason All-American Rashawn Gary, who's been out for the last 2 weeks with a shoulder
back.
injury, could be back.
Yeah.
They haven't said for sure, but he's a projected first-round draft pick.
No doubt.
And if he's back, that's
I think Michigan's going to go in there, and I think the worst case scenario for Michigan State was beating Penn State, because I think they I'm trying to word this without it being vulgar. We have a slogan we'd say normally, but I can't say that slogan. I think they emptied their clip last week.
yeah,
I'll say that.
there's not a good
Michigan
team.
will win this football game 31-17.
Michigan State. They have the ability to get up for a game.
Oh yeah.
They do.
Now let me ask you this: if you were making your own college football team right now, and you had to pick between these two head coaches, who would you take?
D'Antonio.
I'll take
Oh,
Harbaugh.
Harbaugh.
I'm gonna go with D'Antonio.
I mean, that he's big game, bro. He's big time.
He's too-
Harbaugh hasn't won the game to make me think he's a better coach than D'Antonio, honestly.
There's zero chance any player in the nation would choose him to play over in a recruiting situation.
So,
Let the two
so
go
You like,
into-
the, you like
let-
the player's coach.
Dude, I like the guy to go into any living room in the nation, everybody knows him. That was the problem with Jim McElwain.
Yeah,
who
I mean,
the hell is this guy?
they're
He's in there
gonna
with
know
penny
who Harbaugh
loafers
is.
and buck yellow teeth, sitting beside Saban and
I'm saying
Urban.
his name an awful lot though this week. I thought we weren't allowed to say his
Coach
name.
Saban?
McElwain.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but in my opinion,
It's usually
Harbaugh
the
is I don't really know how to word this. He's a lot like Ron Zook. You're saying, I mean, who would go in there and not commit to Ron Zook on the spot? But he just really wasn't a very good in-game coach. And
me,
that's
he-
what I see Harbaugh as.
To
a
me, he
very
reminds
good
me of
recruiter.
Mark Richt.
Yeah, I could see that. Because Rick gets 4 or 5 stars, but when it comes to the big game, I mean, dude, like you said, he's 1-5 again. He punted up. His punter punted over his head to lose against Michigan State one time, bro. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they do come out and win big time this weekend, and I think they're going to be in the Final Four. To be honest with you, I do think that.
If you want to say who he's a poor man's of, I'm going to say he's a poor man's Lane Kiffin because of the controversy
Whoa.
he stirs up everywhere he goes.
Guys,
Yeah, I brought his name
are we totally just scrapping what he did at Stanford? Are y'all
Oh,
kidding me?
no.
Well, no.
Absolutely not.
We are.
David
But I'm
Shaw-
talking about, I think Kippen's talented.
Shaw's done a better
I just
job
think
than
If you
that-
ask Stanford right now, who would you rather have? Would you take Harbaugh back or keep Shaw?
There wouldn't be a Shaw without what Harbaugh did there. I promise you that. There's not even a question.
I'd rather have Shaw.
Dude, well, you would now, but you wouldn't even know about Shaw. They would still be their 6-6 self. I mean,
Possibly, yeah.
that's a given. I mean, we can't.
I'm a Harbaugh fan.
You got to give him credit for what he done there, and he can go in any household in America right now and go toe to toe with Urban Meyer, with Nick Saban, anybody in recruiting. Because
I'm
they
not
all know
disagreeing
who
with
he
the
is.
recruiting aspect, but the end game is where I question him totally. I don't think he's a good end game coach at all. And he hired Jim McElwain. That gives me lots
I
of
mean,
questions.
that's probably the stupidest move I've seen in the nation, like, as far as a coaching hire. I mean, like, I don't disagree with that, but he's done some good things. I think getting Jumpman up there was huge because he was the first one to do it, if I'm not
Absolutely
mistaken.
huge.
I think that was huge, and he went out on a limb to do that. You know, setting up these satellite camps all over the nation, taking his team overseas. I like all that.
Coming down Alabama.
I like it, don't you? I mean,
No,
he's not scared to go across the
You
United States.
gotta knock
But-
across those state lines. I mean, you got.
I mean,
We've got-
if he was in the WWE, yeah, he'd be a great heel.
We've got some games. We got to move on. That's a great breakdown, but we got to move on. All right. Before we get into the mega games, I want to hit this one real fast, in and out. 1 to 2 minutes each. Tricky game right here. Kentucky at Vandy. No, it's Vandy. Is it Vandy at Kentucky?
Play this Vandy.
Vandy at Kentucky. All right. So lead us off, Woods.
Well, it all depends. Is the running back for what was his name? Kevon or Keyshawn?
The one, the
one
Red
that was
Mamba.
lighting us up.
The Red Mamba. That is a good question.
He was lighting Florida up. If he's back, I see Vandy being close at half but still getting beat. I think Kentucky comes back with something to prove this week, and I think they do. I think that what's the line?
11.
I think Kentucky covers. It all depends on if that kid's back. If that kid's back, it could be a lot closer. If not, they're a completely different team.
Between the 20s, Vandy's played like animals the last few weeks, but they ain't sealing the deal. If that kid's not in, the Red Mamba, I'm with Woods. I'm leaning with Woods on this one. I think Kentucky wins by 21 or more. If he is playing, they could keep it interesting. And if Kentucky is complacent with being as good as they've been so far this year, the game could be a fourth quarter game. Another game that's kind of strange. Another game that's going to be probably pretty cold when they play it. It is a 6:30 game at night. I still give Kentucky. I give Kentucky the cover. I say Kentucky 35, Vandy 20. Josh.
Benny Snell runs wild. Kentucky big.
Kentucky, definitely.
Big.
Yeah,
Cover the 11.
absolutely.
I was surprised where how
Kentucky this
inconsistent
year.
Sherman was.
I mean, that's
He's all over the place last week.
Well, Vandy's burned me once already this year, but Vandy has shown last week, especially, just how inconsistent they are. I mean, up 1 minute, down the next. Up
Tell
one
it to
minute.
the halves,
It's just like, well,
I mean, they went toe to toe with Notre Dame.
yeah, great team,
It's like
no
at
doubt.
Notre
But
Dame.
I mean,
That's more
as
about
the
how
season has progressed,
that's more about how good Notre Dame is not to me.
Notre Dame's undefeated.
Yeah,
I think Notre
I
Dame
guess
Probably gonna be
just
a college football player.
Florida being
well.
undefeated,
Now
that's
when
good, too.
what's his name, number 2, when he came back, what's his name? Is it Williams? The running back, Notre Dame. The running back they got back.
Yeah, Williams.
Right, so he's a stud. Now when he came back full strength and they benched Winbush, they've been a different team. Ian
They
Book.
have.
Their defense has been solid all year. They tore Michigan out the frame first game of the year.
Yeah,
Their defense has been pretty solid.
that Vandy game was Winbush, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. With Book in there, it's probably been a little different. But you can't say if, buts, and cans and all that.
Yeah.
Close and horseshoes and hand grenades, All right, now we're gonna pick up the pace a little bit here. I want Mason to lead this one off. This is gonna be one that I think is tricky, Mason. I want to hear your assessment of it first. LSU and Mississippi State. I want you to give me the line 6.5. LSU's favorite. I want you to give me your assessment.
that line right there just tells me everything I need to know. You're looking at LSU riding high right now, looking good, but where's the confidence? Where's confidence in that team in that ranking? Because it's undeserved. LSU goes down this week.
You
They
think
go down to
so?
Mississippi State.
Oh no, wait.
Yeah.
You said LSU's ranking is undeserved.
Yeah, I think they're. I honestly
They're back up to 5th.
Yeah, they didn't
Right,
stay going for
that's-
long.
That's what I'm saying though. That high of a ranking for LSU, I just don't see it.
Okay.
Not this team this year.
Ole Miss, Florida, Georgia, Miami, Auburn. At the beginning of the year, if you had
Gotta be the
said
toughest in the nation.
that's the toughest schedule in the nation so far, and they're what 5-1.
Yeah.
But that, you know, the way they played
me-
against Florida.
That number 5 ranking is well deserved.
See,
Shout out Tiger Mike.
I have to disagree.
Tiger Mike,
I have
baby.
to disagree, Tiger Mike, but because the bottom line is Ed Orgeron is the most overhyped and overrated coach in the
Now,
SEC.
did you see the player that talked about Coach Orgeron and how he gets them ready to play week in and week out? Coach O is a CEO.
I think they love them.
They do. They love him.
They love him, yeah.
He-
There's no doubt.
He lets the offensive coordinator do what he does. Lets the defensive coordinator do what he does. He just makes sure that the game plan. He does game planning
Right.
and the rah rah stuff. But they, them players would follow him to the gates of hell.
I agree.
And you know, LSU probably the toughest schedule in the nation at this point. They finally get a week off after this week. But here's the thing: Mississippi State, Nick Fitzgerald, they've had 2 weeks to prepare for this. They're coming off of their bye,
Yep.
and Mississippi State finally turned Nick Fitzgerald loose against Auburn, and the guy had 195 rushing yards.
Yeah.
So if Nick Fitzgerald can get rolling, but I don't see him doing that against this LSU defense. That LSU defense is pretty solid.
Give me the score.
So I think in spite of Burrows, because I don't think they're winning because of Burrows. I think he's not losing them games. I'm going to say LSU is 11 points,
No, 6.5.
6.5. I think LSU will cover that.
Woods.
I see it. Mississippi State runs the ball, can't really throw the ball. I was leaning more toward Mississippi State, but last year the 37-7 embarrassment, getting taken to the woodshed, as we would say. LSU's gonna. I feel LSU's gonna come out fired up.
Before you give your, this is a night game
Yes.
Yes.
at Death Valley.
Yeah, at Death Valley.
It's tough.
They have to win this game to keep the Alabama game alive. It was 37-7 last year. They're coming back 27-10. LSU.
27-10. All right. I'm going to say 6.5 point line is a smelly fish. No disrespect to Mississippi State, but I mean, Fitzgerald is going to have to throw. He's going to have to throw to get these guys out of the box. And if anybody haven't seen what LSU does when they're fired up at home, turn the tape on from last week. And I'm just going to tell you this right now. It's a night game. They have to win it to keep the Alabama game big. I hope they're not solely fixated on Alabama. If they're not, and they come in there and they play like they can play, especially at night, and I think this is a day game, it'd be a lot more dangerous. I think at night they're going to be primed up to play these guys.
Fans will be liquored up.
Oh, they'll be done, dude. By the time they hit the stadium, I'm
Have y'all been
gonna say
to Death Valley at night?
yes.
Oh man, it's amazing
Yep.
atmosphere.
I'm gonna say LSU. I'm gonna give Mississippi State's defense a little bit of credit here. LSU in an ugly football game, 17-10.
Let me.
Barely
I
covered.
found some stats on this. Kentucky is the only team to rush for a touchdown against Mississippi State.
That's what we only had 13 on them.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
So-
I'm giving them credit.
They're
I'm gonna say-
dangerous. That's
Burrow
why I
can't throw
think-
though.
he can at times. I mean, he's not. He's still.
He looked like
around.
Joe Montana last week.
He's
He can
hovering.
throw. He's getting more comfortable in that offense.
Well,
All I
y'all
can
got Joe
see.
Montana.
Dude, don't compare to somebody good, dude. Not, that's what I'm saying. Dude, here's the
He hates
thing.
Joe
All I
Montana.
see is Moorhead against Florida, and I see him just shell shocked. And I'm like, this dude's over his head, bro. I thought he was a great hire. Now I'm thinking, dude, who have they hired here?
He's
This guy.
kind of like Henry Winkler in Waterboy.
Yeah. Coaching for dummies.
The funds.
All right.
If Mississippi State rushes for 220 yards, they
Yeah.
win.
There ain't no way.
And in their 2 losses this
I don't see
year,
that happening.
105 yards or less.
Ain't no way.
So as their running game goes, that's how
Well,
their
then
team goes.
That's a
I
pretty
think
good
they're gonna
stat
be
to chalk up to a huge loss for them.
Okay, here
in
we
my
go.
opinion.
Here we go. Let's get it on. This is normally called the third Saturday in October. You know what I'm saying? We've got Tennessee and we've got Alabama right here. Me and Woods kind of gonna step out. This video is running a little bit long, so we gotta hit it and get out. But because we don't want to keep all of our viewers. Alabama going up to the banks of the Tennessee River in Knoxville, 100,000+ screaming Vol fans. 29-point favorites. Total disrespect to Tennessee at home. Mace, talk to me.
Guys, I'm just going to have to be honest on this one. Alabama's about to run into the best defense they faced all year. And they're about to get smacked in the mouth.
I know that's true. That's a fact.
That 40 points a game that they're sitting right around,
That's
it's
50.
over. It's over.
Right at 50.
It ends on Saturday. Because the bottom line is Tennessee Volunteers coming off a big win at Auburn. They're ready. They're primed. They're going to cover the spread. But guys, they're not going to take them this week. Alabama by 14. And what do we call this week, Josh? What is it?
Alabama Love Week or
That's
Tennessee
right.
Hate Week.
Alabama Love Week. So shout out to all my Alabama fans out there. Good luck to y'all. Y'all going to need it. But
Wait,
bottom line is,
let me stop you for a second. What if we get a Jalen Hurts start?
That's right.
there is a chance.
That's
I mean,
that's the
then
thing.
what?
well, but the thing is, he came in Knoxville last time we played him, and he tore us to pieces.
Different coaching staff, different
Was
mentality.
different coaching staff.
If anybody in the
and different
nation knows how to
defense.
defend
Defend
Jalen Hurts,
it is
or
Jeremy Pruitt.
Tua,
And if you saw
or
Jeremy,
Tua.
and if you saw Jeremy last week against Auburn, calling every play.
or Tua.
Right.
There's an X factor in all this to me, and I'm going to get out of this. I'm going to get in and I'm going to get out. If anybody in the nation knows the personnel in Alabama, it's Jeremy Pruitt.
I agree.
Now, I'm not an idiot. I don't think he's got the players
Right.
to step up right now and just beat them straight up. Maybe some flukish turnover or two or something. This could be an interesting game. If they just line up, Alabama's going to win. I wouldn't give them the cover. But if anybody in the nation knows how to
That's
stop
why
them,
I'm going to give them the cover, though.
Yeah.
Is because
Oh, yeah. Brilliant.
our defense is going to know how to stop.
one of the most underrated defenses in
And,
the nation is Tennessee.
You know, our biggest problem going in though is, honest to God, we lost Convo last week to the ACL injury. We're losing Batuli the first half on a cheap shot call at the end of the Auburn game to try and get one of our players out for the big game. If those two things hadn't happened, I, honest to God, as a Tennessee fan, would feel great going into this game. But first half without Batuli and no Convo whatsoever, I've got to give Bama the 14 points. Go ahead.
Can I go?
Yeah, that's all you know.
All right, this line is set at 29 for a reason. Alabama covers. Alabama covers. And not only are we going to come up there, put a whooping on them, we're bringing the coach with us. We're bringing Butch Jones.
I've seen, and he's going to be.
And he's going
happy
to
back in
light
life.
up that cigar at the end of this game, which is a great tradition, I think. I'll just light up a cigar.
Give me a prediction. Give me a score.
This is one of those games where you just want to get in there, you know.
And they will do that because they're going to get the ball out of Tua's hands. Even if he does play, you're going to see a lot more running and a lot more quick passes. So I think that's going to bring that 29. I think Tennessee covers. Only for that, not because I think they're a better team. I think that the dynamics change this week and they
I
cover.
think we're gonna give Tennessee's defense some credit.
Yeah, I mean,
Playing inspired football at home. I mean,
they're better than I thought. When you said that last week that Tennessee had a good defense against Auburn, you kept talking about their defense. But I went back and looked. They do have a good defense. They have a really good defense.
top 30 in the nation.
Really good.
Yeah, but you're running into a buzzsaw called Alabama.
But it's going to be a different bus.
Well, Alabama hasn't, and I mean, I hate Alabama. I don't hide it. You know, everybody watching this, I don't hide it. But Alabama has not played a defense literally at all this year. I mean, you can say A&M if you want. They're lackluster at best. I mean,
Yeah. We may score 40.
How many is Tennessee going to score?
17 at most. You're looking at 40-17.
if you played the Buffalo Bills right now, what would you score?
What would I put the line at?
No, what would you score?
28, 24.
You'd score 24 on the Bills.
We scored 28.
Let me see my pen. Moving on.
I like it.
Would you need to throw that? You just want to?
That Tennessee covers. I don't know what the score will be, but I think the Alabama offense changes this week.
We're just gonna do a show on it. Get it over
Yeah,
with.
I think the dynamic changes, and that's why I think they cover.
I mean, just get it over with.
A lot more running.
Yeah, I don't think we can beat the Buffalo Bills.
There's no possible way on
No.
on this earth at all possible you stay within 3 touchdowns of them. None. 0.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Now,
And they're a good team. I'm not saying about they're a great team, college team. Yes.
all right. I want to hit them 3 games, and these are gonna be rapid fire. We got to get in, get out. The trickiest line of the week, without a doubt, Oregon at Washington State.
Can I go?
Tell the crowd who's favored.
Washington State. Okay. Now, when I first looked at that, I had to do a double take. And I thought, what in the world? I was going to jump all over it. But after reading up on it, doing a little bit of research, Oregon is 2-0 straight up and against the spread after that disastrous Stanford loss. But Washington State is Oregon is 0-8 against the spread in the last 8 years versus Washington State. They have not covered once
In the last 8 years?
in the last 8 years.
Wow. I didn't know that, did you?
No.
Thank you.
No clue.
I didn't
Now
know
get
that.
this: Washington
Probably.
State had last week off, and this year they're 6-0 against the spread.
Wow.
6-0.
That's awesome.
So Vegas knows what they're doing.
Do you need this, or do you
Right.
want
No, I'm gonna pick Washington State to cover. Purely because of the numbers. Numbers don't lie. And I think, for whatever reason,
Give me a score, baby. I want to hear it. Let me hear
oh,
it.
you're looking at 63 to 52 when these two teams get together.
You think it's going to be that high?
It's gonna be I don't know what the over under is, but I'll take the over on it.
I wonder what that is.
So they're covering. Woods.
Yeah.
I got Washington State winning, and I don't think it's about high scoring because Washington State actually does have a little bit of a defense. Actually, a pretty good defense. So I'm going 45-24.
They're going to beat Oregon that way?
Yeah.
The Pirate would be sailing
Yeah.
if that happens.
Isn't that just weird?
I'm going to hit it, and
Very
you're going to hit
weird.
it, Mason.
Yeah, it's very-
Oregon easy.
Really?
Yep, Oregon easy.
Now, is this because you really think that, or because you've been to their stadium this year?
They're not at their stadium. They're on the road. Oregon easy. Oregon 45-28. They actually play defense this year, and they're a little bit more physical than they have been in the years past. New sheriff in town. Throw all them stats out the window.
I'm going to have to go Oregon as well, just because the
45
bottom line is when you gave us all those stats, I was shocked. There's a reason I was shocked. It's Oregon. I'm taking Oregon this week by 10.
I like it.
That's two different ends of the spectrum all the way around.
All right.
Yeah.
We had two blow. Well, you were closer, but
I want somebody to step out here and take this. I'm begging somebody at this table to step out here with their pen and go. Ohio State, Nick Bosa less Ohio State
they've
Buckeyes
been without him anyways.
on the road versus Purdue, 13.5 points. There's the damn pen.
I ain't touching it.
I got Ohio State by 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
I'll take it. This was my upset of the week. Okay, and I can't hide it. I hate Urban Meyer. I hate Ohio State. I lived up in Ohio for 3 years, and the only thing worse than an Alabama fan is an Ohio State Buckeye fan. And at the end of the day, oh, I'm sorry, guys.
That's the Alabama love one.
That's right, Alabama love week. Love my Alabama fans. But anyways, guys, at the end of the day, this is a trap game. It's got it written all over it. Ohio State has been on the high horse for too long.
I like it.
Purdue's coach is amazing.
At home,
He's
they're-
had it done before, and he'll do it again. Purdue to win this ball game. It will be close. It will be a fourth quarter game, but Purdue to win by 3.
So we're saying Drew Brees has one more game of eligibility left.
He must have it in the pocket.
Where's this game at?
At Purdue. The only reason
Don't drink the water though, man. Don't drink too much. I mean, don't drink the water over the last few weeks. Ohio State's still a dominant program.
There's no
Purdue-
doubt. There's no
Yeah.
doubt.
Purdue is probably the best 3-3 team in the country.
Absolutely.
I mean, they're not a bad team. I've watched the game. They actually can throw
they
the ball around
look
the field.
so good at home, bro.
Yeah.
They're kind of like Syracuse. I mean,
What's the name of their? Do you mind know? Is there?
the Boilermakers?
Yeah. What's the name of their stadium?
I've actually been there. Missy and I went there one night. It was like 1 a.m. driving through.
Because I'd love to be able to say nobody goes into
Boilermaker country.
Boilermaker country. That's
Yeah.
what I thought.
So the only thing that perked my ears up on this, I thought the line was, Keith Wickham told me, he was like, hey, I'm very, very nervous about that game. Too much stuff swirling about Urban's health, too much stuff swirling about Bosa, some other rumblings in the locker room. Like Keith Wickham told me he's very nervous about that game. That's the only thing that made my ears perk up. And Keith normally don't say stuff like that. Keith will say, yep, we're going to kill them, and they usually kill them. When Keith told me that, it perked my ears up some. I'm still going to say Ohio State wins. 13.5 is they're begging you to take Ohio State. Vegas is. So get the win, get out of there. 28-17.
It's actually dropped to 13.
They're begging you to take Ohio
Yeah,
State.
they-
All right. Now, biggest non-talked about game of the week, a battle of undefeateds. We're going to close the show on this one. Clemson at North Carolina State. The Wolfpack actually does play defense. Sunshine is coming off of a bye. Is Sunshine back? Is Sunshine back? Can Clemson right the ship? Here's the thing about it. It's one of those games where you just look at it and you say, Clemson by 30. You know, if you look at it as a team versus team.
Right.
This North Carolina State team is a little bit different. They play defense, they make teams play ugly, and they're at home, and this is going to be their Super Bowl. Woods, lead us off.
I'm sitting here looking at some stats from. I mean, I'm again. You know what? I'm just going to be the favorite guy this week. So I'm going to do. I think. What's the line?
It's
17.5.
17.5.
Yeah, Clemson's going to show the world again. Kind of like Michigan this week. They're going to reestablish themselves after having a. Oh yeah, wow. But yeah, I mean, I think they cover. I think Clemson covers if Sunshine's completely healthy, right? Sunshine's completely healthy. They come out and they do their thing and they cover by 3 touchdowns.
Clemson has been underwhelming all year long.
I agree.
But I think Dabo Swinney is too good of a coach. Them coming off of a bye week, I think they got a few things straightened out. I expect them to come out and get a big win.
Think they cover?
I think they'll cover.
17.5 on the road.
Yeah.
Is it on the road or is that Clemson?
It's at North Carolina State.
Is it?
Yep.
Well, ESPN's got it listed wrong.
Oh, that's what I just looked at. It said it was at Clemson.
Is it?
Right.
That's why I took it.
Yeah, it is at Clemson.
Yeah.
It is at Clemson. You're right.
I'm still, and even with Clemson being at home, like you said, underwhelming. I against this NC State defense, and they have been under the radar, and they're a good football team,
Yeah.
good, solid all the way around.
And they're not getting any respect from.
Right, but they're gonna earn it this week, and they're gonna cover the spread. That defense will cover the spread
gonna
this
cover.
week. Yes.
All right, I'm closing my prediction with
Well,
Sunshine's coming out party.
look, dude, before you make your, let me just say they played Boston College, Virginia, Marshall, Georgia State, and James Madison. That's one reason they have
Undefeated.
really good stats and undefeated.
I didn't know that, but I'll tell you this.
I didn't either.
James Madison's a good
But I
team.
still think
I
the
used to have
games I've
buddies
seen
as a
them
professor.
play, the
Yeah,
games
James
I've got to
Madison
see that
played.
defense play.
Shout out to Jonathan Godby. Used to be a professor there. He's a buddy of mine, Freddie's. I think this is the coming out party of Sunshine. This is the first time they've really felt pushed all year. I think this is the first team that the media is going to say some negative stuff about them, like they have a chance to lose. I think they got something to prove. Clemson, 42. North Carolina State, 20.
Like it.
All right, we're wrapping this one up. Anybody else got anything to say? This
I will
is
be
an
there Saturday,
outstanding-
Josh. Good luck to y'all for real. hate Bama. You know I do. Can't help it. Go Vols all day long.
All right, 4 turnovers. Does Tennessee win the game? If they get
4 turnovers, yeah, absolutely. But it's going to take that. It's going to take at least that for Tennessee to even be in it. Now, second half, if I'll say this, okay, if we're down by 3 touchdowns at half, it's over. Write it down. Take a picture. I don't give a. It's over at that point. But if we're within 10 to 14 at half, when when Batuli comes back in, he will flip that game on its head. And it'll be close down to the wire.
Alabama's not that good to begin with. There's probably
I didn't
the 4th
even
or
know they
5th.
had a team until this year.
Well, they're probably the 4th or 5th most overrated team in the nation. When you play a schedule out there, of course you're gonna look good.
Yeah.
It's similar
Well,
to the
you know, we were talking about
Jackson
strength schedule. I mean, Tennessee's had Murder's Row all year
yeah.
long.
Way more
I mean,
battle tested than the Elephants.
Absolutely.
It's going to happen eventually. Alabama, like we said against Georgia, get punched in the mouth. How will they respond eventually? I don't know if it's this game, but maybe.
I guarantee you next week.
I think the Tua factor is going to play in. I do.
Well, 2
LSU
weeks.
next
2
week.
weeks.
Yeah.
3 weeks. 3 weeks. This
LSU.
week, off week, then LSU. Oh, they'll get hit in the mouth that day. I promise you.
Yeah, we may have to trot two out there in the third quarter.
You may have to.
Hey, it's better than trotting Ray Finkel that y'all usually have kids on. Y'all usually trot Ray Finkel out there. Hey, guys, we're going to shut this one down. Please hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell for the notifications. Michigan State, our game of the week. We are out.